While everyone's chasing AI and crypto, I've identified 7 skills that are flying under the radar, but will create the next wave of millionaire entrepreneurs. Some of these might surprise you. What if I told you that 7 specific skills are quietly emerging as the key differentiators for success in 2026? Skills that if you master now, you'll be poised to capitalize on lucrative opportunities that most people aren't even aware of yet. I know it sounds a bit mysterious, almost like I'm about to reveal some secret decoder ring that only a few select individuals will know about. But the truth is, these skills are all around us. They're just waiting for someone who understands their value to come along and harness them. In this video, I'm going to spill the beans on what these 7 skills are. We'll dive into real-life examples of people who have already mastered them and are raking in the rewards. And by the end of this video, I want you to walk away with more than just knowledge. I want you to take action. Which of these skills resonate with you the most? Commit to mastering it this month. No matter what your current situation is, no matter how much money you have or how much time you think you have available, I promise you this, investing in these skills will pay dividends beyond your wildest expectations. So here's what we're going to do. This video is split up into 7 distinct sections, each dedicated to one of the 7 skills. But I strongly encourage you to stick around for all 7 because the entire picture is greater than the sum of its parts. And without further ado, let's dive right in. Skill number 1, digital psychology. Most people think of psychology as something you learn in school, like formulas and theories that explain how the mind works. But there's a new frontier of psychology that's emerging, the kind that helps us understand how people behave in digital spaces. And the brands are willing to pay top dollar for this expertise. In fact, they're paying upwards of $10,000 per month for skilled conversion psychologists. It's a booming field with plenty of opportunities for those who know where to look. Here's an example from someone I know. A friend got started with a side hustle, helping e-commerce brands optimize their checkout flow, which is basically the steps customers have to go through before completing a purchase. By applying simple psychological principles, he helped these businesses increase their conversion rates, meaning more customers were completing purchases. He charged a flat fee of $5,000 per month for his services, and in less than 6 months, he was able to charge $5,000 per month for the same services. So he literally went from making 6 figures per year to charging 6 figures per month. So how do you develop this skill? It starts with understanding human behavior. Then you need to apply it in the digital world. But don't worry, you don't have to be a genius to get started. There are plenty of resources out there to help you learn the ropes and set yourself up for success. Skill number 2, data storytelling. Okay, so you might have heard the saying that knowledge is power. But I've got a little secret for you. Knowledge is only useful if you can actually use it to do something. Like imagine you're at a party and you meet someone really interesting. They tell you all sorts of amazing things about themselves, but then you try to tell people about them later and it just doesn't come off right. It's because you didn't listen actively. You just heard words and assumed they had some sort of inherent meaning. That's what happens when people think about data. They see numbers and graphs and charts and assume they mean something. But guess what? They don't mean anything until you give them context, until you turn them into a story. This is why data storytelling is such a valuable skill. It's the art of turning raw data into a compelling narrative that inspires action. And it's a skill that can make you a whole lot of money. Let me tell you a story about a company that used data storytelling to 10x their sales. They were selling online courses and had tons of data about their potential customers. But it wasn't until they hired someone with data storytelling skills that they were able to really understand what their customers wanted. This person came in and turned all that data into a compelling story. They created presentations that showed clear trends and patterns and insights. And then they used those insights to develop new courses that met the exact needs of their target audience. The result, 10x sales growth in less than a year. If you want to develop this skill, it starts with understanding the fundamentals of storytelling. You need to know how to create a compelling narrative, build suspense and keep your audience engaged. Once you've mastered those basics, you need to learn how to apply them to data. That means learning how to analyze data, identify patterns and insights, and extract meaningful stories from raw numbers. Skill number 3, micro-community building. If you're thinking about starting a business or taking your career to the next level, you need to start thinking about micro-community building. This isn't just about having a bunch of followers on social media. It's about building actual communities of engaged individuals who share a common interest. Take a look at the success of platforms like Patreon, which have allowed creators to monetize their passions by building direct relationships with their fans. Or consider the rise of niche social media platforms like Mastodon, which allow people to connect with others who share their interests, whether it's gaming, fitness, or anything else. People are craving authentic connections and are willing to support those who can provide them. In fact, according to a recent study, a whopping 92% of consumers trust recommendations from other people, even more than they trust advertising. Now think about that for a second. People would rather hear about a product or service from someone they trust than from a big corporation trying to sell them something. That's a huge opportunity for those who know how to build trust and create meaningful connections. And the best part is you don't need to be famous or have a huge following to get started. Just focus on creating valuable content and engaging with your audience. Provide real value, be authentic, and build relationships. Soon enough, you'll have a thriving community of engaged individuals who trust your recommendations and are eager to support you. Skill number 4, automation architecture. All right, let's talk about automation architecture, shall we? Because I know what you're thinking. So, robots are taking over the world, man. Who cares about learning a skill that could potentially replace my job? Well, here's the thing. Automation architecture isn't just about using tools or software. It's about designing entire automated systems. Think of it this way. Everyone uses Google, but only a handful of people know how to run ads on Google Ads. And that's where the real money is. That's the difference between being a user and being an architect. Users follow the rules. Architects break the rules. Here's an example. Take a look at the success of companies like Zapier, which automates workflows between different web applications, or Ship, which automates order fulfillment for e-commerce businesses. These companies have found ways to automate complex processes that used to require dozens of manual steps, and they're killing it in the market. To develop this skill, you need to understand the fundamentals of automation, including workflow design, process mapping, and system integration. You also need to be comfortable working with different types of automation software and tools. Skill number 5, cultural translation. In today's globalized world, businesses are constantly looking for ways to expand their reach and tap into new markets. But doing business across cultures can be tricky. That's where cultural translators come in. These are the people who can bridge the gaps between different generations and cultures and help businesses navigate the nuances of doing business in different parts of the world. For example, Gen Z spends more time on social media than older generations, but they also tend to distrust brands more. That's where a cultural translator can help a brand figure out how to connect with Gen Z in a way that's authentic and trustworthy. One area where this skill is particularly valuable is in the world of e-commerce. As more and more businesses look to expand their reach internationally, the need for cultural translators is only going to grow. According to a recent report, cross-border e-commerce sales are expected to reach $2 trillion by 2026. That's a huge opportunity for businesses that know how to tap into it, But here's the thing, you don't have to be an expert in every single culture to make an impact. Just a basic understanding of the cultural norms and values of different regions can be enough to make a big difference. For example, if you're targeting customers in Asia, it's important to understand the importance of collectivism in that culture. That means that instead of focusing on individual achievement, you should emphasize how your product or service can benefit the customer's family or community. Now, I know what you're thinking. What if I don't have any experience doing business internationally? Well, here's the thing. You don't need experience to get started. You just need a willingness to learn and a curiosity about other cultures. You can start by taking online courses or reading books about cultural differences. You can also reach out to people in your network who have experience doing business internationally and ask for advice. Now here's a controversial take for you. I believe that in the near future, the ability to translate between cultures will be more valuable than the ability to speak multiple languages. Don't believe me? Consider this. There are over 7,000 languages spoken around the world, but there's only one universal culture, the culture of business. That's the language that everyone speaks when it comes to commerce. And that makes cultural translators incredibly valuable assets to any business looking to expand internationally. Skill number 6, sustainability integration. Sustainability is no longer a buzzword or a trend. It's a fundamental shift in the way we do business. Consumers are demanding more sustainable products, and services and businesses that embrace sustainability early on will be rewarded with increased sales and a stronger brand reputation. According to a recent survey, 66% of consumers are willing to pay more for sustainable products. That's a huge opportunity for businesses that can integrate sustainability into their operations. But it's not just about doing good for the planet. It's also about doing good for business. Businesses that embrace sustainability are better positioned to navigate the challenges of the green transition, such as shifting regulations and resource scarcity. They're also more attractive to investors and are better equipped to deal with the risks of climate change. For example, one company that has integrated sustainability into its business model is Patagonia. They've been doing it for decades, and it's become a core part of their brand identity. Patagonia's commitment to sustainability has paid off. They're one of the most respected brands in the world, and their products are highly sought after by conscious consumers. Another great example is the fashion brand Reformation, which has embraced sustainable practices throughout its supply chain. They use eco-friendly materials, reduce waste, and promote transparency. Their commitment to sustainability has helped them stand out in a highly competitive industry, and they've gained a loyal following of conscious consumers. To develop this skill, you need to understand the fundamentals of sustainability, including environmental science, social responsibility, and corporate governance. You should also stay up to date on the latest trends and best practices in sustainability and be ready to adapt quickly as the field is constantly evolving. This brings us to the final skill on our list. Skill number 7, human-AI collaboration. Let me say it again for those in the back. The future is not about humans vs AI. The future is about humans and AI working together. You might have seen those viral videos of people using AI tools to enhance their work. That's just a glimpse of what's possible. Imagine having the ability to collaborate seamlessly with AI, leveraging the best of both worlds. Here's how it works. You bring the creativity, empathy, and critical thinking skills to the table. And AI handles the repetitive tasks, crunches the numbers, and helps you analyze data faster than you can drink a cup of coffee. Together, you're a force to be reckoned with. And the best part, you don't need to be a tech genius to make this work. You just need to understand the basics of AI and how it can complement your existing skills. Imagine being able to create content faster, make better decisions based on data analysis, and automate repetitive tasks so you can focus on the big picture. One company that has embraced this skill is Duolingo, the language learning app. They use AI to personalize the learning experience for each user while still providing human guidance and feedback. The result? A more effective and engaging learning experience that keeps users coming back for more. Alright, so which of these skills resonated with you the most? Pick one and commit to learning it this month. Comment below which one you're choosing, and I'll reply with specific resources to get started. As always, subscribe for more updates. Watch this video next and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.